Huh? That was the Minecraft sword?
I am a Star Wars fan.
I'm a Star Wars fan.
I'm a Star Wars fan. I'm a Star Wars fan.
I'm a Star Wars fan.
I'm a Star Wars fan.
I am a Star Wars.
I don't know, that girl,
Star Wars fan. I'm a Star Wars fan.
I'm a Star Wars fan.
this girl is not giving.
I'm a Star Wars fan.
I am a Star Wars fan.
And also the last one. Huh. But it's maybe is one aider. It's one aider. It's clear aider. The introduction, bro. Props for the introduction. Jubilee, you win it with this one. Let's go. Yo.
Alright, so have any of you ever heard of the tragedy of Darth
This one for sure it is. It just starts like this.
Plagueis the Wise?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. You like Darth Vader?
That checks
Maybe
out,
we
to be
should
honest.
start with like introductions
Introductions
and
and
round.
round.
I agree.
Yeah.
Want to go
That's
ahead?
Okay. What's up? My name is Brendan. I've been a Star Wars fan pretty much since conception. My father passed it on to me, and the prequel is my
Okay.
favorite. Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, the best one.
Okay. Yeah. Kai, 23, and personally, I with episode 2. I just think that the clones,
Wow.
just like that scene.
Is this guy a romantic guy? I'm
coming into
feeling.
the clone
I'm
factory,
kidding.
All of them laid out, and you
I'm
realize,
kidding.
oh my god, this is like really big. This is not like a small.
And when the
view
music
anymore.
hits, my whole body
The music,
like wait,
ooh,
no.
and just like rain. I'm a rainy person, so the planet dedicated to like rain and water and like.
What was
cloudy
that
seas.
eye?
It set the tone perfectly for me, so that's my vibe.
Love it. I'm Aoife. I'm 26. I've been a Star Wars fan for probably as long as I can remember, but I'm also a prequel defender.
Let's go!
3 is my favorite. Revenge of the Sith.
They're cool now. They're cool.
Are they?
I love your necklace by the way. The Padme.
Huh?
Revenge of the Sith.
They're cool now. They're cool.
Are they?
I love your necklace by the way. The Padme.
Girl.
Yes, of course. I was like, oh my god.
wearing the merch.
That's
So
sick.
my name is Sam. I've been a Star Wars fan my whole life. Episode 2 is my fave. For me, I love like the whole like Camino thing, and I love the clones.
It's cool.
And also, I like the lore behind the scenes, like Republic Commandos and what was happening on Geonosis and all that stuff.
Yep.
So,
Oh
like,
yeah.
Hi, I'm Nicole. I'm 20 years old. I've been a Star Wars fan since probably around 10. Passed it on from my father. I actually didn't know the prequels existed
Why? She has my name.
until I was probably like 15. Because my dad was like, no, we're not watching that. And I was like, sounds good.
Why?
Never.
What is the reason?
Because we're not going to
It's
watch
like, okay.
So,
Was it a religious thing?
No, I
no,
think
no,
the
no, no.
older
They're just
generation
terrible.
loves
Oh.
This loves like 4, 5, 6.
But like,
Did he
I
even
love
own
4, 5, 6. My favorite movie is A New Hope. I wrote a 6-page essay on it for my college class.
Oh wow.
A Marxist criticism, a feminist criticism. It was a good time.
Okay.
Good time.
All right.
Hi, my name is
Okay.
Faith. I'm 24 years old. I kind of became a super fan when I hit middle school. In my house, we have kind of family relations to George Lucas, so we were always watching
I believe it,
the movies. So I started with the original trilogy. My dad kind of was a big part of that. His cousin was George Lucas's first wife, who was actually involved in the editing of the movies.
So
might be a lot of-
you're
might be a lot of
inviting us to
politics,
his
huh?
house, right?
Well, they're divorced, and they divorced before I was born. So
The Lord's deep with this one.
Hi, I'm Abir. I became a Star Wars fan with my parents. My first exposure to it was Phantom Menace, and my parents.
Why they all got from parents and I got for myself?
To the premiere. of the
Like
theater.
my family doesn't
It
like.
was just like seeing the pod race and like the epic Darth
That's the best
Maul
part.
lightsaber battle.
Yeah.
As a kid, how do you not like just fall in love with that?
Yeah,
Right,
the
yeah.
bride
Yeah,
is
question, though,
amazing.
For like a little bit of like trivia, how do we feel about Rose as a character? Do you like her? Do you not like her? What's the consensus? I think she's a wasted character arc.
Okay. Here, I got an even better wasted character arc. Jar Jar Binks.
Damn. Well, he's a prequel hater, so
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
you
very good.
think he's awful? I think he's awful. He's the only
Yeah.
reason I will not read.
He's so annoying! Why is so annoying? No, I don't think he's annoying. I think he's actually funny. Or maybe it's me. I don't know.
I turned it.
Okay, now guys. Hey, this is getting crazy.
Turn that thing right up.
Okay,
He's not that bad, man. He's kind of silly goofy.
My biggest rage bait for sure is like, I hate Jar Jar Binks. If you're really into this, you either have a very strong opinion of like, I love Jar Jar Binks, or like, I hate Jar Jar Binks. Ethan did not say anything about it.
Do you guys like have like a favorite like spin-off?
Oh, I love the video games.
Yeah.
The video game?
Yeah, I love the video
Lego
games.
Star
Lego Star Wars.
Specifically
yeah.
the complete saga for the Wii. That was like like middle school, high school.
What about like on PlayStation 2?
I like Fallen Order.
That's
Battle
my
for
favorite.
OG. Fallen Order is my favorite game
Cal
of all
Kestis,
time.
bro.
The only video game I ever played my whole life was Lego Star Wars Wii.
Classic.
Like that's what
Do you remember which one?
I don't know which one. It was
Episode 3 and it's the complete saga.
Aoife had talked about a little bit of experience with the video games, and then she didn't know which video game exactly she'd played. If you were a big Star Wars fan, you played the video games, then you know what you played.
okay, the complete saga because I could be like in Hoth like as Anakin Skywalker. Like you could like play your favorite movie.
I'm telling you, that's the girl. She's
I just did like
yeah.
That's the only game I played as well because
Yeah.
we had a Wii in my household when I was really young. But I just the new consoles are so expensive, so that's not really where my priorities were.
yeah.
Real quick. Who has seen Skeleton Crew?
No.
What is that?
It's with Jude Law.
No.
No, I'm just saying because I feel like if you're such a fan, you're the first to jump on everything.
I don't know. If that's
Everything. I've seen the Ewoks.
Well,
Even, like,
no.
That like old school cartoon series that doesn't feel like Star Wars. But for some reason, I just can't get myself to watch Star
I
Wars.
think
Because I feel like you would consume everything that is super.
I think being a fan of that. Have to go with someone now.
Bam, ba-down, bam, ba-down.
Well, I know I first noticed since I was standing so close to him that maybe his hands were shaking. Why is he so nervous if he really is a fan?
I voted for Faith because I felt like with her connection to
Okay.
George Lucas, that could help her learn a lot about Star Wars without actually being a fan.
As soon as she
Maybe.
tied it to an essay and really like cemented that as her stance, I just felt like I couldn't vote for anybody else.
Somebody can do a bunch of research for an essay without necessarily liking it.
Okay.
There is a tie.
No way.
Alright.
Really?
Battle to the death.
Yeah, that's what I agree on. Let's do it.
And the tie was between Nicole and Ethan. So please step forward. both of you.
Oh my god.
This is tea. This is tea.
You will have 30 seconds to state your strongest case.
Actually, they are giving,
All
yeah.
right, Nicole, 30 seconds on the clock starts now.
I am a Star Wars fan. I've been a Star Wars fan since I was 8, 10. My most recent essay in college was about how Star Wars was George Lucas's space western. It's also he also has a space western with pirates. I personally also think Princess Leia is a feminist. That's just my opinion. I grew up on her. She's the one who made me feel like, yes, like I can do anything because I can go out, I can go have lightsaber battles. I can actually say one lightsaber.
All right, time.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, clock reset and go.
Okay, so I am a Star Wars fan. I've been a Star Wars fan for as long as I can remember. My role model, my favorite character is actually Ahsoka. I was in like the Gen Z-ish era, so Clone Wars, the movie, which I don't know if it's canon
Yeah.
anymore, but the show was like my favorite
Yeah.
thing to watch.
This show was what kind of got me. This show, to be serious.
I actually did love the Ahsoka series. I loved bringing back Hayden Christensen, my first and forever crush. I think that she's a great character because she is a girl. She's just a girl, but she fights. She's true to her values.
It's gonna be it's gonna be Nicole. Nicole. Goodbye.
This just got real.
This is the way.
Not wild. I just think that they are right. They are right. They are
I
right.
was like, these haters just don't like that I don't like Jar Jar Binks. That's literally it.
Excuse me. I have an announcement to make.
Oh no.
Oh, great.
Oh god.
There has been a disturbance in the Force,
Oh.
and one person among you has turned to the dark side. So the mole has an ally in this group. The ally
Oh.
is working against all of you. Sword the Empire.
How could you?
The rule of two. The rule of two.
Whoever it is, say, I'm the spy when you get voted out, please.
I'm the spy.
It kind of made the game a little bit trickier because it was hard to trust people that you fully knew was a Star Wars fan.
Yeah. What?
Oh my gosh, only said that. That's got me feeling like it's nap time.
No.
Glad. Even more.
Okay, real quick.
We gotta make it pop.
Really quickly.
Wait, I have two questions.
Okay.
Real quick. What was Ahsoka's nickname?
Snips.
Okay.
Stop calling me that.
And then you, when I said the rule of two, you didn't like laugh or smile. The rule of two. The rule of two.
Whoever it is, say, I'm the spy.
Do you know what the rule of two is?
I literally said
Well, I'm asking you. What is the rule of two?
that like whenever something happens on like one side, another side it'll come up to like mute it.
Oh.
No.
Not really.
She was like, oh, it's like the balance of the Force and the Sith at one time, and I'm like, nope, we got you.
There's always two Sith. So
Always
there's
two,
a
always
master.
two.
No more, no less.
No more, no less.
I cut that out quick.
But
I
you're
was
right,
like,
there's always balance.
But it was actually, yeah, but it was actually, yeah, they said that, okay, I didn't know this too, okay, don't blame me, but I need to get into the universe more, okay, I just don't have time. Why I should have did that when I was a kid, I don't know, but anyways, yeah, but it makes sense, like, the mall, all of this stuff, if she was paying attention and listen. She was like, oh, the rule of two is like, oh, you cannot have like be commander without an helper, you know, something like that.
That's
No,
true.
bro.
But the rule of two.
the rule of two is very famous.
So, rule 2 is class.
I didn't even know how to react in the moment, so I was like, that big laugh. What did I do? Yeah, that definitely threw me off.
I have a question for you. Are you cosplaying loosely as Kai Brightstar?
No. No. This is
You
just
know-
the only like decent cosplay that I can find.
So, I know
Decent
I'm-
cosplay.
I'm an elementary school teacher. I'm an elementary school teacher, so like, I also watched like the Young Jedi Adventures. It's actually not bad. Like, there's a character named Kai Brightstar, so that's
My name.
Okay.
So
You're like, you watched
Yeah, the question I want to ask if we like establish it is what makes a Star Wars fan? Because it's like, is it trivia?
Oh, that's
Like
a
you
great
said, you could like watch older episodes, you could like study online. So like, why are you a fan?
Well, I love Star Wars because, I mean, well, first off, when I was a kid, I just think, oh, cool colors, cool flips, cool fights, sick. And then it just kind of like gradually, you get more invested in the story. It's like a big family, like, you know, space
It's
drama.
really deep.
And so it's like super easy to get like drama, space drama.
Space drama.
Yeah, it's a family space drama.
Space opera.
Yes, that's all I was about to say. Okay.
Okay, I need to redeem myself.
Now I'm like, because the original script and then they changed and that's what it shows up as. That was like the category that it was labeled as a space opera.
Okay. Honestly, I mean, I didn't even really realize that there was such a like specific word for it that everyone apparently knew. So that was a surprise.
Okay. I was gonna say I'm a Star Wars fan, and I think what makes a Star Wars fan.
But
is
it's
the
also
suspense.
oh no, because soap opera. I forget about it. In English, you call, okay, yeah.
Disbelief. Like it's a
Oh,
it's
it
an
makes
unbelievable
sense.
reality. Like a lot of people get tied down like, oh, you
limitless.
Like it's limitless. Like for Star Wars, it's 9 movies. They had so many options. Like there's
And there's
something
so
for
many-
everyone. Like I don't think you need to love like every single part of it. I think that, like a true Star Wars fan has things they don't like in it. Like
Yeah.
I think that's a big part. It's like a mark of like, are you a real fan or not?
So you're saying we all have opinions if you're a real fan, right? So do you guys like the sequels of the movies or no? Because I think
I don't have opinion about this, but what I have to say is that I don't want to watch it. I don't know. I feel like I watched the first 6. I'm okay. I don't want to watch the rest. Okay, it feels when I'm thinking about I should go to. I feel a laziness. You know, when thinking about the fact that I'm gonna watch that, I'm like, no, I have other stuff to do. You know. So.
Yeah, so I actually worked in a movie theater when 7 came out, so I went to go see 7 like 4 or 5 times in theaters, and I really liked it.
7's the best one.
But 8 and 9 were kind of brought the whole sequence down. Snoke, I don't really know like why he was murdered.
Wasted. He's a
It
wasted
was
character.
just-
Yeah.
And Palpatine has somehow returned.
No, that's the worst part.
I would
we
like
gotta-
to touch on that first question of like what we really love about Star Wars, what makes us a Star Wars fan, because I think that was a really good point. We haven't seen all of the spin-off shows. My personal favorite are just the core movies, especially the prequel, because I love Anakin and Darth Vader's story. But I feel like why a lot of people can relate to it is the political and religious kind of parallels that
Yeah.
we can experience every day with it. And as a Christian, I know some people don't really like it. They think it's blasphemous, but
Help. I'm getting a little bit of, I don't know. It's just in my head it's gonna
I actually
hurting a
think
bit.
it is a great way to kind of connect with the Lord, and I think the Force is kind of this not evil, not good, kind of being all around us. It's life, it's everything.
That's why I asked earlier, I was like, was that a religious thing about why your family didn't let you because it's like witchcraft and wizardry and
That
stuff?
was what my family said.
And
That's why we
I've heard
watch
people
Star
like
Wars.
say that, and I respect it.
I was religious too, and they kind of had the similar kind of a thing, like bad versus evil.
But it wasn't that the Force is
Yeah.
bad and the Force is good. It's kind of the Force lays out a path, and it's up to you to
Right.
kind of decide.
Kind of like the Jedi too. They're not
Which is why I think
It's like destination.
The spirituality thing, she was leaning on that a little too much, as opposed to like bringing in other emotions or references.
It didn't show.
I'm not gonna hold you, they did you.
That's the audio,
Did
bro.
the Force be with you? When they clocked me on the, oh, it's actually an opera. I was like, okay, so I'm dealing with some super nerds right now, and so I was like, all right, well, I'm out.
Why his hair looks like Shadow? I feel like he's not just a Star Wars fan, he's a fully nerd.
All right, what was everyone's favorite quote or scene? Go ahead.
Execute Order 66.
traumatizing.
As a kid, that scarred me. Sam, what about you?
My favorite scene is from the Bad Batch. It's like when 99 is running,
Yeah.
and then it's kind of sad because he had like a handicap and he like, kind of had like a disability. The thing is, he was still killed in action like a normal clone, and that was what he wanted his entire life, was to be one of like the brothers. So that, and I'm not gonna lie,
My favorite line
Sad.
is "Do it." I think that's so funny and do it. And my favorite scene, actually, I love
Do
The
it.
Mandalorian. So where Luke flies in and they're like, "Is that an X-wing by himself?" And then you're like, "Is it Luke? Is it not?" And then the big reveal. I've seen just that scene so many times. I think it's so beautiful. I love it.
Mine's a toss-up. It's either when Kylo Ren killed Han Solo,
Oh.
or when Kylo Ren thinks that he got Luke Skywalker. And he's like, more! More! And then you realize, crap, he's just a ghost. He's actually like back somewhere else. It was like a jaw-dropping moment. 'Cause I was just like, this is the Luke Skywalker that I grew up watching.
My favorite quote is, "I'm with the Force and the Force is with me."
I'm one with the Force and the Force is with me.
Just because, like I mentioned, like I am big on religion, and I just think that scene was so beautiful where he put his kind of faith in just, I'm gonna go out there and what's gonna happen is gonna happen, and it actually worked out. And I just thought that was
Okay.
a really beautiful kind of parallel with why I like Star Wars and the religious aspect.
Everyone like tied it to an emotion when they mentioned a scene or a quote. You just said Execute
Okay,
Order
yeah.
66. What? Like, why was that your favorite? Like,
Because it really sets in motion the iconic, like the canon center of the trilogy. It opens this window into the Star Wars universe for like unlimited stories in between episode 4 and episode 3, and it's just like,
I mean, it was a big turning
Yeah,
point.
okay.
Kind of
Ugh.
everything.
So I have a question. If you guys could all rate your Star Wars knowledge from like 1 to 10, that way I can kind of get a feel, because like I'm mentioning stuff and some people are like, oh, I'm a fan, but not as much as you. So, and I don't want to attack anyone. So it's just 1 through 10.
Yeah, I'm like a 6 or a 7. Like my first company was building lightsabers when I was a kid. So like I learned a whole lot back then, and then I grew up and got busy, and so I haven't seen it in like a couple of years.
Okay, no, I would.
Yeah.
I'd probably say like 7 or 8. I think I surprised people with my knowledge. As a woman who loves Star Wars, I feel like it's really surprising when I say that I do and that I
Okay.
am such a fan. I've been on dates before that have not gone well because they're just like geeked out. And
Wow.
my apartment has a bunch of Legos and my lightsaber, and
Hey,
normally they come and they get really excited about that, and not me. So that's great.
To be fair, I would get
But
really excited about
I was gonna say I'm so sorry. With the Legos.
so sick.
Mine's probably like a like a 9.5, 10.
Yeah.
I mean, for me,
That's
like,
fair. I could
like
tell,
literally
yeah.
like my whole entire life.
Honestly,
Okay.
I would consider myself like an 8.5 out of 10, even though I haven't really seen all of the Disney Plus shows, because like I said, I really like the main, especially the original trilogy, just because that was a big part of my house. Like I said, George Lucas was kind of a big part of my dad's childhood, and they got actually invited to Star Wars Ranch. But like I mentioned earlier, I only really got into it in middle school because it was actually traumatizing because I accidentally sold a bunch of original stuff. I got left alone at a garage sale, and like my dad was so mad. And I was like, this is worth so much. Why are people so into it? So then I started rewatching the movies and really paying attention.
I'd say like 7 or 8. I've consumed pretty much everything but Skeleton Crew. Like even those non-canon Ewok like movies.
You like Rebels? You like Rebels?
I love Rebels. Because like
Yeah,
the
this
first time
this
there's a lot
was
of,
where
like,
my lore
colors
started.
That are
Yeah.
like protagonists, and it's nice to see that. Like Ezra
Yeah.
is like super cool, and he comes back in Ahsoka as live action, which is like amazing.
A lot of the times with like the newer films, you see like people who grew up on 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3 hating on them because like, oh, what's this diversity, inclusion? Like, what do you mean like a guy is looking at another guy this way? I was like, y'all, we are in like an infinite galaxy. Like there are species that don't
Exactly.
even look like they're alive.
And then you have that to be created too. That's the beauty of everything. Is
And you're
that
gonna tell me
it's
that you
limited.
can't believe that 2 black people exist on the screen at the same time, or that 2 humans like each other and they happen to be the same? Like, I didn't appreciate that about gatekeeping because as someone who's part of the
Yeah.
LGBT community, it's hard for a lot of my friends to think that I'm a Star Wars fan.
Okay.
They're like, oh, that's like a straight thing. Like that's like what the straight boys watch with their boys on like the weekends. And it's like it's really hard because I was like, I don't want to like feel as to.
Actually, the biggest Star Wars fan I ever found in my life was also the biggest gay person I found in my life. So
Associated with that, I don't want to like come across like I'm
to cut it
one
out.
of those like masculine like Star Wars fans. It's like you like Star Wars, name every single Jedi and Sith ever. I'm like, it's not trivia that makes you a Star Wars fan. It's like, what is it? Yeah, if you're a trivia fan, go read Wikipedia. Like that's not.
Especially for me, because I am terrible at forgetting names of characters from things that I love. From things that I love. I'm terrible at forgetting names, forgetting words, forgetting. I don't know, bro. I'm more like a image person that I just know this. I don't know how to explain. I'm more in decoring like actually scenes than decoring phrases, you know, and even names. So.
Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Especially with the OG fans, like I think Nicole was talking about how she wasn't allowed to watch the prequels. I think a lot of the older generation really like gatekeep the originals and being a fan of Star Wars and don't let in new fans of Star Wars. So even like
Yeah.
Jar Jar Binks was made for like that era of kids. So maybe we hate him now, but
Yeah.
I think we have to appreciate those who do have their own love and comfort with Star Wars, whatever that is.
I met people that love it.
Yeah,
My brother loves Jar Jar Binks.
Last, I think. Can anybody guess what my sad and smelly attempt at a cosplayer is? Who?
Chewbacca.
The one that he like got killed like
Alright, it's Chrysanthemum.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's time.
I voted for
Okay.
Sam because of how maybe knowledgeable he did seem. Why is he throwing out all of these random facts, like as if he was preparing to kind of wow us?
The guy that knows the most and is pushing the hardest on everybody else has to be the most. There's no other reason why he'd be pushing so hard on people for the nitty-gritty parts of trivia.
Yeah.
We have another tie.
Stop.
Oh my god.
No way, bro.
No. Faith and Sam.
Oh,
Okay, at least it's not the two
I ain't scared of nothing.
You will each have 1 minute to tell us your most
Yeah, the three that are behind
Faith,
are for
Sam.
sure.
Faith, we'll start with you.
Okay, I feel like there's so many points of just importance to the plot, but I would say maybe when Leia dies and she kind of has that final just Hail Mary to kind of get Ben Solo back, and she uses her last moments to just call across the universe put motherly love into him and just pray that he's going to come back to, the light side and make better choices. She carried a lot of guilt that she wasn't there for him, and I think that was just such a powerful moment. And I know that in real life she actually did pass. So I just think that was a really important moment.
Sam, 1 minute on the clock. Right now.
An emotional moment for me was probably, like I was saying, like in Bad Batch, like when 99 died, it really hit my heart because like he wanted to be like one of the brothers, and I was in the military, so like kind of like really like hit me, kind of gave me like the chills. Also in Rebels, like Harrison Drew was always like trying to go above and beyond and like prove herself and all that stuff. Well, everything, like, my whole life, like, and it's kind of cool because I used to live in Arizona, and so like it would kind of remind me of like Tatooine, and I know that sounds like super like funny, but it was very like when I first went there and I went to college, I was like, oh, okay, I'm just going to Tatooine for a little bit.
Time.
I got kind of lost on Sam's speech, bro.
Please exit the box.
What?
The rule of two? Oh my
No
God.
way.
When he asked me that, like right out of nowhere, I knew I was cooked.
We are at the point of the game where we can end now or keep playing if you think there is a chance the mole still stands among you. However, there is a new rule. If you decide to keep playing and you vote out somebody who is a true Star Wars fan, the money gets cut in half. I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to decide amongst yourselves.
I'm gonna be rude when I say it, but y'all's like friendship throws me off a little bit.
Friendship.
Like in this episode so far, I'm just like, yeah, that. Like you guys could be like huge Star Wars fans. I don't think y'all are the
Well, he's more of a fan than me, that's why.
but I was just like, I just thought it was
No
like,
fan.
I would
just because
say-
there is someone at the turn. That's why I was just like,
No,
the backups are just like, oh yeah, I know the
I
backups.
would
Like, I
say
can't
it was
verify that.
right off the cuff. It was kind of like you recognize that we're like people of color who like Star Wars, and it's almost like a subculture because like my parents didn't like they took me to the movie because I saw like my friends were going and stuff like that. But I wasn't introduced to it through like my parents being fans. I think that's something that's relatable.
Wait, but he said in the beginning that it was his parents that.
To like a lot of people of color. I think it's really beautiful to see like children of immigrants becoming fans of this world because we're like the first Star Wars fans in our families.
You think you got them all?
I think
I'm not gonna lie, my initial plan was to keep going until there's only 2 people left because I know my knowledge speaks for itself and I was going to everybody. But now that if I were to vote y'all out, it's like, dang, like I kind of just burn myself. So.
Yeah.
Are you going to keep playing, or do you think everyone here is who they say they are?
I think everyone. I just want to take a risk. If you're the mole at this point, you deserve it. I think the ally might be in here, but
Christopher just dropped some before, so I feel like
I forgot it was an ally.
But yeah, for me, I would
so-
say about 60%.
I kind of want to keep playing because a lot of talking coming from Kai. I don't know if like he could be the mole and he wants us to stop here. There's some other things that Kai
like what? Like what?
Just like the way you kind of targeted us out just because we related over Bad Batch was kind of like.
It was just again. I can't like
no,
disprove what you're saying.
Yeah, no,
Like,
of course. Yeah.
the only thing that I don't think is answered was you had mentioned kind of, and I was just clarifying, you haven't seen the movies in recent years.
Yeah, in the last couple of years.
Okay, so I've watched the movies, like last week I watched A New Hope because I was at home and I was like, I need to put on my comfort movie. So I'm constantly rewatching this because that's my comfort.
Oh, and then the Wikipedia and
So
the
Okay,
Wikipedia.
great.
I think
That's
that's
time.
the only reason.
That's
it.
time. If you think that someone here is lying and you want to continue playing the game, raise your hand.
What?
That's a majority. We're going to play another round.
The galaxy has waited long enough. There's a new dating app, one that brings balance to the dating world. No more swiping in the dark. Download the Nectar app today. The force is strong with this one.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll just clarify the only reason why I think you are is again because you haven't seen the movies in recent years.
Does that make you a fan?
I think so. I think a fan is something that you like.
You're a fan of it
engage in.
always.
So I've been
Yeah.
moving a lot. I just moved across country, and I have a lot going on in my life. I run a company, like my day to day, so I don't have that time.
You can always put it on the dash.
Like I want to focus on, like I don't want to just like have it in the background going. Like
Nah, I
I watch a lot of like
respect the
YouTube video
hustle,
essays and stuff on
Okay,
that.
yeah,
Like
fair.
that's like my
Exactly.
way of watching. It's not just like the videos, but I like watching how people think about it.
Yeah.
Like watching the lore on YouTube.
Yeah.
And so again, I just think that because I don't have the necessary knowledge, I don't watch it 24/7.
Yo, Jubilee, if you do one of these with Chronicles of Narnia, call me. Call me. Call me. I will find them all in a second.
I have a question. So aside from the movie, like what other lore can you tell us?
Aside from no, 'cause I've seen.
Okay, so like you watch video essays about like just kind of like almost like a literary analysis. Like what are some things that you?
30 seconds.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Can you tell us anything?
Lightsabers, how they're created? Like that's like my focus.
Okay, how is a lightsaber created? Who creates
with the kyber crystal? Like as a Jedi, you go into caves, you find the kyber crystal, the resonance will be put in the lightsaber. Like it's a part of like who you are. Like
but how exactly is it constructed?
That part I don't know. Again, I know that I can't say anything. Like you guys are made up. Like it's okay. Like I don't have enough knowledge on this subject now.
You don't have to have.
What's your favorite lightsaber color?
I'll put
Red.
you on the spot. You said you're a teacher. So
Yeah.
Purple. Because I know purple is special. No! God! No! Why my cat just over here? No. Cat! Cat! Why, cat? Why?
she carried a lot of guilt.
Why? Bro.
That she wasn't there.
Get
for me.
out of
That
there.
was just such a powerful moment, and I know that in real life she actually did pass. So
Also, I'm dying. I'm sweating as hell. I'm sweating as hell.
I just think that was really important.
God, there just went like bro.
The money gets cut in half. I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to decide amongst yourselves.
I'm gonna be rude before you say it, but y'all's like friendship throws me off a.
Okay. It was like
But
here.
now that if I were to vote y'all out, it's like dang, like
Yeah.
I kind of just.
This week I watched The New Hope because I was at home and I was like, I need to put on my comfort movie.
Okay.
You haven't seen the movie in weeks and years.
Does that make you a fan?
I think so.
Okay.
Like watching lore on YouTube?
About like just kind of like almost like a literary analysis. Like what are some things that you?
30 seconds.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Can you tell us
Lightsabers,
anything?
Lightsabers, how they're created? Like that's like my focus.
I've seen everything.
You say you've seen everything.
But I'm just into like watching animations and like kid
Got
stuff
them in.
just to get ideas.
And then time.
The sound.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
The sound effect
I
is
am
so
absolutely
funny.
crushed. I tried to do everything I could. I tried my hardest to like balance the amount of trivia I was asking people and then also like try to tie in some emotion there. But I guess it wasn't enough.
If our box turns green, you did it. You eliminated the mole. If the box turns red, the mole is still standing.
Oh shit.
3,
Oh hell no.
2, 1.
This is gonna be green. Ah yes.
It's Latino.
So before I reveal who the mole was, will the ally please step forward?
What was the ally? Oh!
Yeah.
You are actually going to be our ally.
Oh no. I literally had a feeling that I would be the one to be called on for this. I felt it in the force, literally. Okay, so I wrote that I sacrificed myself. After the debacle with the rule of 2, there's really no coming back from that after everyone else knew that it was happening. So at that moment, I pretty much accepted the fact that this was a time that I had to give up my spot. I had to sacrifice myself to service the
Oh, okay.
Empire.
Sneaky.
Wow.
Got them
Three,
in.
will the mole please step forward? 3, 2,
It's gonna
One.
be.
No.
I knew it!
You're kidding.
Yeah.
What?
Bad guy.
It makes sense.
Never voted for you. That's the crazy part.
I was really nervous going into it, but then I rewatched all the movies and I watched some of the shows. Coming into it, I was actually pretty confident and I thought I could win, but I got caught with that random question.
I
I knew it from the beginning. I figured it was Faith.
Check the votes. Check the votes. I knew it the entire time.
Yeah, I actually am really big on a lot of fandoms. I'm a huge Pokemon fan, huge Marvel fan.
Oh.
Disney, but you don't like Star Wars?
I think
Wait,
it's a little
wait. But Star Wars is not from Disney. That's the difference there. Like, Disney bought everything they could buy in the world. So, it's not a connection, okay?
Let me see that a bit.
First of all, why is there so many shows and movies and...
Hey, the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's true,
ending,
but
and
it's...
we ask the same question.
Yeah.
We're also tired.
I do connect with it on a religious
Like,
aspect and then kind of...
At this
rewatching
point,
them.
you probably just end One Piece faster than you end watching all the movies, all the stuff that playing all the games, doing all the stuff from Star Wars. You probably just watch One
find
Piece
myself maybe
faster.
becoming like a true fan. I really resonated with the Force, that the Force is not good or evil, it's just everything, and the Force creates the path. I think that's kind of beautiful.
Being a Star Wars fan is an appreciation
Oh,
for
I wanted to.
the movies, the community. it
So
builds,
Nicole
and the inspiration
is.
it brings.
Okay.
Look like
Slay
a Star Wars
Nicole.
fan to be a fan. People always tell me, oh, you don't look like a Star Wars fan, but the thing is, I feel like the culture is changing a lot. Like, you don't have to look a certain way as how it used to, like when the old
That's so cute.
original trilogy came out.
It's evolved so much over the generations, you know, so it's great to see all the diversity in the fandom for sure.
If you're a girl, a woman who is intimidated to get into Star Wars, but it excites you and want to get into it, you totally should prove yourself to anybody that you're a Star Wars fan, even though we kind of just did that. But you definitely don't.
Yeah.
Since you did vote out Kai, your
That's
money's cut in
different.
half. We deserve it. I mean, it's a
Still,
lot.
yeah, money's money.
I think we wanted to be sure,
Yeah.
and like
That's
us
fair.
three, we felt the most sure
Honestly,
about
I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, for the culture, I was better off being half right than
it. So,